Fight for Iowa. Let every loyal Iowan.
They're still going to win.
Hello and welcome to Sports Opinion, the weekly sports talk show on Channel 18. That's Public Access TV. My name is Dirk Keller. This is Bob Boyd. Over there on the far left of me is Bud Supple, the Hawkeye World Traveler.
Yep.
And to my immediate left, the one and only Earl Murphy.
That's right.
Earl the Pearl. That's him.
Earl is back in the saddle and going to be here every week along with son Joe behind the camera.
Yep.
We appreciate everything Joe does, and I have to say, we appreciate what the Hawkeyes did last Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Let's just say this.
Sweet.
What a difference a week makes.
It's better to win the second half than the first half.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And what a difference a half makes.
Yeah, they only scored 3 points.
3 points, and quite frankly, I still say they shouldn't have had those 3 points because if you remember, there was a penalty called on Iowa for hitting the quarterback in the face. It never happened.
No.
He didn't even touch him, did
Didn't touch him.
And they couldn't have,
Is that not
shows-
reviewable or what?
yes, it was revealed.
Okay.
But they didn't review it.
Yeah.
No.
That's Iowa's fault.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a couple this year that Iowa's fault.
He never touched him. And that ended up, that was 3rd and long, 3rd and 9, I think.
Whose
Yeah.
fault is that?
Who knows? They might have chose just not to,
Yeah.
You lose a timeout if you're wrong.
and we were chewing
Okay.
up timeouts already in the
I
second
see.
half.
Okay.
We had no timeouts left with 7 minutes to go in the game.
That's right. You're right.
And I didn't think that
I
boded
thought maybe
well.
they had one man that just says that.
Well, that's a good question, Earl. I don't know
Guy
who
up in
makes
the
that
booth, Earl,
decision.
right?
Who makes that decision on do we challenge or not? Is that Kirk?
I don't know.
Is it somebody in the booth?
No, Kurt goes, talks to someone, I think it's, one of the coaches, I think it's Davis.
Well, it would come from upstairs from Davis to,
Okay,
but, you know, a lot of times you don't have much time, guys.
that's right.
You know, if there's a question, the other team tries to get,
Right, they tried to move and they
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
They did move it.
Well,
That was another thing.
no, because the pass was incomplete.
yeah.
And so it would have been 4th down. And instead, they got a 1st down and got much closer and kicked a field goal.
But what I meant is in some of those questionable
Most
calls
of
like
them,
that.
they go to the line and
You bet.
try and get that play off
Yeah.
Yep.
before you can throw the
In
field.
that
usually
particular
doesn't
case,
work.
They wouldn't have wanted to do that, but.
Yeah. But it all worked out. All
Yes.
Pitt got was 3 points, and that was the
Well, the
field
big
goal
thing,
question.
all Pitt got was 30 yards.
Well, isn't that something?
In the
It
second
hasn't
half.
happened to them all year long. In
Yeah.
the second half, our
that
defense,
right?
our defense come to play.
Well, the
And
first
then
half,
even with 4 minutes to go, we were only ahead by 4 points, and we held them.
we wore out our defense the first half because those guys were on the field 2/3 of the time, and second half it was totally reversed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Our offense was able to stay on the field and move the ball, and our defense could kind of catch their breath.
Now, Bud, you were at the game.
Yes.
Give us your perspective.
Well, you know, I'm like everyone else, that you watched it, it was the second half. But I was more proud, the way they marched down the field the first half,
Yeah.
I was more proud of the way our defense played. I mean, we had some knockdown passes that were fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by not them scoring but 3 points, that was a win.
Well, we had the injured cornerback, Mayhem. What's his
For Iowa?
Maven that had
Oh, Maben.
on a bum ankle, and he had 2 key plays there,
Back to back.
back to back, that they were picking on him because of his sore ankle, and he came to play, you know.
And
And
who is.
then the long passes, you have to throw the long passes in there. But you can't forget, the very first pass of the game, went 45 yards, we have the ball and it bounces into their hands. He didn't hang on to it.
Rudock threw a beautiful pass,
Yeah, that's
and it
right.
gave us all
That's
hope
right.
that he can go downfield like any normal quarterback.
That's right.
And unfortunately, the receiver, I'm drawing a blank on his name all of a sudden. Help me out, Bob.
Powell.
Damone
yeah.
Powell. He had the ball in his hands, and
Yeah.
his momentum just kind of brought his hands back towards his body, and he just whoop,
Right into that.
ball just flew
Hit
right
that.
out backwards. I've never seen
So
one
you-
like that.
So you get 7 points right off the go. So now you're playing.
Yep.
And
But
then
the-
we had another pass that went 51 yards that we dropped that we shouldn't have.
Who dropped that one? I don't remember.
My friend,
Is that Vandenberg?
Vanderbilt.
Oh, I do remember that one.
So
Was that 50 yards?
51
Wow.
is what the paper
You
said.
know what the good news is though, guys? They're finally going vertical.
Yeah.
Finally. And Rudock can throw that pass, but you gotta wanna throw it.
Yeah.
You have to have the time.
He hurt his hip real bad.
I think he did.
Do you?
I think he did. I watched him going out the,
Well, we stood there after
Halftime.
the second half,
right.
and that meant I'm all right.
Well, but he was all right as long as he stood there.
That's right.
But as
Well,
soon as
yeah,
he started
yeah.
making it, you could tell
I
something.
didn't mean
wrong.
that. I meant that.
Yeah, I know.
Did you realize what was going on while you were at the game? Why Rudock was out?
Yes. Yes.
Cause you had your radio, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You could.
You could see him
You
limping
could
around.
tell him that he got a. Now you want to throw a flag? That could have been a flag.
When
a
did he
couple
get
times.
hurt?
On a pass play.
Late in the first half?
Yeah, late in
Yeah.
the second quarter. Yeah.
So you saw him take the hit on that
Yeah.
hip? Okay, yeah.
But there's 2 or 3 that he got hit
Yeah.
hard the play was gone. I mean, I don't know how they call that. Now, evidently, the one on us is because they hit him in the face.
He didn't hit him.
No, but that's what he
they
called.
called them.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
He swatted. He swatted at the pass
Yeah.
and didn't get it, and came close to the quarterback's helmet or face mask, and the ref from his angle thought he hit him.
So technically a face
we
mask
look
call, I guess.
as big defensively as anybody we
Oh, that's
played.
right. I know. And they're
Our
300
ends are big.
pounders. They're all 300 pounders.
The
Yeah.
good news is we beat a good team, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's gonna win some games.
Well, they beat Boston College, where I see they're still ranked.
They are.
Yeah.
And Boston College beat USC.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Handily.
Oh, handily,
They beat
yeah.
USC
But you know, one
convincingly.
trick that I really liked out of the Hawkeyes, and I'm sure something was said at the dressing room at halftime. When they come out, the second half, they come out like they were ready to kick butt.
Yeah.
I mean, they come out just so much better than they did at the beginning of the
Well,
game.
Pittsburgh only scored 3 points. That's
right.
Yes,
and
that's
that meant
That's
they're
right.
playing.
No, you're right. Then they come down afterwards along the fence there and did their little dance and sang for us. Oh, I was so happy for that.
I'll bet. Now, did you have good seats?
A lot better than I have at Iowa.
That's
I
something.
did.
We're usually Iowa as a offense. Where were you? Where were you sitting?
In the corner.
Yeah.
They have a round stadium, and we're right in the corner. All the Iowa people were
Looked like a lot of empty seats in that stadium.
half. It was the last time I was there, half full.
Yeah, I think they said they had announced attendance of like, what, 46 or something.
So maybe
down.
30 were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it holds. That's where the Pittsburgh team plays.
Yeah,
So I imagine
Steelers.
it holds close to 65, 70.
Yeah, I think it's
But it was-
70 some.
Yeah, okay, it was just half
Yeah.
full. But then the Pirates, which is playing for the
Yeah, you went to the game the night before.
no,
Oh, you didn't go to the
No, I
Pirates
don't.
game?
no, but they had one Saturday
They had a game
night,
Saturday night.
Yeah.
and they tickets all over there for that. You know, I don't know. I had to tell one guy, do you know you're in the running for the wild card?
They're in the
Well,
running
Iowa-
for the division championship. They're only a game behind St. Louis
Yeah, I
now.
know.
Oh, it's that close?
Yeah.
Ooh,
How
wow.
many games do they have left?
The Pirates have 5, the Cardinals have 4.
Yeah.
But
They can still lose it.
Oh, yeah.
it was just beautiful down there. I mean, if you ever get down to Pittsburgh, I don't care if it's Iowa or go to a ball game.
Could you go to that ball game by water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could park
You can
across
dock.
and come across by water.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, matter of fact, the last time we were here, we did park across the way and brought the boat over.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then
That'd be
on
fun.
Saturday morning,
Sounds like fun.
they had these rowers. You know, you get
Yeah.
15 guys in a boat, and they had their conference rowing thing, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a beautiful place to go.
So how was the drive?
Long,
How long a drive is it to Pittsburgh?
about 11 hours,
Oh, yeah,
11 hours.
Yeah.
But now we took 2 days getting there, but 1 day to get home.
yeah.
We didn't come home after the game. Well, we come out of the town probably 30 minutes or so, and then got up at 5 o'clock the next morning and took off. We got home 3:30, so
Not bad.
no, it
Yeah.
wasn't bad. But just, you know, boys, when you win, it's so
Oh.
much.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
You want to get every radio station, pick up every paper, and I mean,
Yeah, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
speaking of that, then, what did the radio stations locally and the newspapers say about the Iowa Hawkeyes in Pittsburgh?
one paper that I really like said, I told these boys all along, don't ever trust Kurt Ferentz. He's from here, and he doesn't start his teams till after 3 or 4 games, and then he keeps rising.
They got him ranked 10th or what's that mean?
well, I think it means that Kirk Ferentz teams are slow starters, and it's an educational process, and they have to pick up the game along the road.
That's what it means. That's
Yeah.
what this guy was talking about.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm telling you now, they're going to increase as it goes
I hope he's right.
along. Yeah.
And that's Ron Chris, the former Wisconsin. Was he offensive or defensive coordinator at Wisconsin?
Offensive.
Offensive.
Yeah.
That's right.
But he had nothing but praise. He said, I didn't like it when we were 7-point favorites. He says, I've played too many Big Ten teams. You don't know what they're going to do for Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday. I mean, he was really good.
Boy, the disappointing team is Michigan.
Sheesh.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
But Utah, I think, is always better than people give them credit for. They sit down there in that, what conference is that?
Don't know. Big Sky?
That might be it,
Yeah,
but
but nobody's,
let's not forget that's where Urban Meyer had 2
I
undefeated
know, but
seasons
don't forget,
before he went to Florida and then Ohio
you
State.
don't lose in the big shoe.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah.
big
Brady
shoe.
Hoke's in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a tough game this week. I'm forgetting who they play.
Oh, shoot.
Bowling Green.
No, it's a Big Ten game.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Minnesota's coming in there, but you know what? Minnesota only completed what? 1 pass last week?
Yeah, they are not a good passing team.
Michigan had better beat Minnesota at,
See,
at the big house, I'd
See,
say.
the thing I'm glad to see is that defense to come. And
The
to
Hawkeye
me-
defense?
Yeah, the second, even the defense on passes was great.
Yeah.
We knocked down 2 great passes.
Do you know how many defensive players we played? 21 Hawkeyes played on defense.
Wow.
No,
That's interesting.
A lot of guys coming
That's
in
a
and
lot
out
of-
of the defensive line.
Yeah, and,
Reggie Spearman went down at linebacker for a while, and he got replaced.
well, we had Fleming and, was it Mayhem? What's the other?
Maven.
yes.
Maven?
And then
Maven and
And Gare.
his substitute,
Yeah.
Fleming, both had bum ankles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so-
Lomax was out because of the late hit or the targeting hit against Iowa State. So
He
they put
almost
in.
picked-
But you
one
could
off,
tell when
yeah.
he come in the second half.
Yeah.
What'd you
Let me tell
notice?
you that.
how did King
How
play?
he was getting in there.
How did King play?
King played good. He knocked down a couple.
Yeah.
This all come, and then another one that we're all forgetting. I haven't seen any article. Wiseman.
Yes.
He took the ball like the old Wiseman the other day.
Big play runs.
Yeah, right.
Well, hey, let's leave him in the game. It's amazing what he can do.
That's right.
22 carries for 88
I
yards.
mean, he's
Yep.
had enough rest. They said they're going to rest
Yeah,
him.
we rested him for 3 games, okay?
Well, let me read some stats to you. There are some
Okay.
pretty impressive stats from this game.
All right.
Marshall Kane, as we mentioned, hit a 52-yard field goal that was really big, really important, not only for that moment in the game, but for him moving forward.
And it could have won 62.
How
you
did I
know-
thought-
Yeah.
I wondered.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it had another 10 yards on it.
If I was a little
Kid
ways
has a
down, I
leg,
could have
there's no
got it.
doubt about it.
Do you know that was, to date, the longest field goal in the Big Ten this year?
Did not know that.
Nobody in the Big Ten has kicked a 52-yarder yet. So had a boy, Marshall Kane. Here are some other stats. Let's see here. Iowa has won 3 straight road games and 5 of their last 6 road games.
All Big Ten games, right?
Well, except for Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except for Pitt. Yes, that would be true.
Okay.
The Hawkeyes have won 6. I'm sorry. And that's the first time they have won 5 of their 6 road games since 2009. I'm sorry. I think it's the first time they've won 3 consecutive road games since 2009 when they won 4 in a row. So they got a chance to tie that. For the first time in school history, Iowa opened the season with 4 games decided by 1 possession.
Isn't that something?
Iowa is the only school in the nation, FBS school, Division I, if you will, to play 4 games decided by 8 or fewer points.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what that says,
That
except
was in
we
the
win the
paper,
close
too.
ones.
yeah.
Well, we don't win all of them, but we win most of them. Now, here's another interesting stat. Iowa has converted 6 fourth down attempts this season, more than any other Big Ten teams. The Hawkeyes have scored 2 touchdowns on 4th down. Also, Iowa has converted 3 fourth down attempts each of the last 2 games. Iowa State and Pitt.
Boy, they were all important.
3 times they went on it with 4th down, and they
Yep.
got it. In Kirk Ferentz' previous 189 games, the Hawkeyes had 3 games with 3 fourth down conversions, and they've done it twice in a row now.
Wow.
Previously, 3 times in 189 games. This season, they've done it twice in a row. This was also the first Iowa road win after trailing by 10 or more points in the second half during the Kirk Ferentz era.
Now,
That's a mighty comeback.
give that to me again.
This was the first Iowa road win after trailing by 10 points or more at halftime in the Kirk Ferentz era.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are interesting stats.
Yeah, they are. I thought so too. That's why I put them in here. I wasn't feeling too good about things at halftime.
No, I don't think any of us probably were.
No.
Well, I felt when they come out, I just thought they've had a good talking to.
Well,
Because when they come out for the game, they just look like they slept too long on the bus or something. I mean, they just didn't have the,
going through the motions.
Well, we're
Yeah.
slow starters.
yeah.
Just about every
That's
game.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I think, you're right, Bob, because I think if we ever get ahead by a touchdown, 10 points, no one's gonna catch us.
well, you know, Ball State's a good example of that. When Beathard came in and threw that 38-yard touchdown pass, we thought,
Yeah.
to Powell, remember?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
we thought we had it. Well, that would have put us up 7-0 early. That was a second possession.
Yeah.
When Beathard came
That's
in
right.
against Ball State, you know, that might have changed the whole complexion of that game.
No,
We
I
just
agree
don't
with you
ever
there.
get off to a fast start.
Nope. Nope. We had to come from behind against UNI and against Ball State.
Iowa State?
Well, we didn't. We
Huh?
didn't. No,
Yeah.
I don't think we were behind.
Sure, we tied it up with 4 minutes to go.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah, we did.
Well, that game, however,
thought we
guys,
were
we
in.
were ahead 14-3
Yeah.
Yeah.
at halftime.
At
Yep.
halftime, but they come back
Yeah, they came
roaring
back.
back. And then when we tied it up, I thought, oh, we got it made now.
But think about where Beathard got that ball, Bud.
Yeah.
The 6-yard line, our first possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he just found out 10 minutes earlier he was going to be playing.
Yeah.
You know?
It did not look good
Oh,
when we
no.
started that second half.
No, it did not look good.
And by golly, now we have a good old-fashioned quarterback controversy. Who's going to start Saturday? What do you think, Earl?
Well, I think that the guy that always starts.
Rudock?
Yeah.
Bud, what do you think?
Well, he can't. He's not gonna start. Not because he should. But he's out for Saturday's game.
Yeah.
Is he?
However, I'm leaving it up to coach.
You are.
Right. These presses that
It's probably a good idea.
Right, that's right. These press guys
Why
get
do you
on.
do that?
Huh?
Why?
He knows better than I do.
I think anybody might.
If he split that.
Well,
No, I leave the coach.
Well, here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think Buddy's right.
I agree.
I mean, they listed Rudak as on the depth chart, you
Yeah,
know, but
number
we know
one.
he's not practicing. And it brings up that controversy. Does a starting quarterback lose his job because of injury?
Happens all the time.
It happens all the time. But I think we all know Kirk well enough, his philosophy, I should say, that I think Rudak, if he were healthy, would get the start.
I agree.
However,
But I think we all believe Beathard will start because Rudak
How
simply
does
is.
Bud know that?
Yeah. Huh?
however.
How does Bud
if he-
know that?
If he doesn't,
He's reading that same media report that
if he
he was
doesn't,
criticizing just a few
if
minutes
he
ago.
doesn't, then put the other guy in right away. Don't wait the whole game.
Well,
But that's not his style.
no.
No, but that's my style.
I agree with you, 100%.
So, can we all agree that when Beathard came in, there was a spark on the field?
Yes.
Sure.
I thought not only did Beathard pick up the pace, but I thought the rest of his teammates picked up the pace, but were really enthused. They played a little more with focus or something, enthusiasm.
Well,
There
it
was
sparked the defense too, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think the defense is what sparked the whole team.
Did anybody see the game on TV?
I did.
Okay.
No,
I watched it. Bob doesn't ever get to see it on TV.
no, but I mean, I thought I had, what, ESPN Murph? And, no, we didn't
I
have
thought that
that. I
the-
mean, there were some other people there. We listened to it on the radio at my
That the
house.
TV announcers said, "Here comes Iowa," and boy, were they right.
It was night and day difference. I thought the line blocking was clearly superior to the first half. And I just thought Beathard, the difference with him at quarterback is when he comes to the center to take the snap, he's not checking down. He's calling the play, for the most part, he's calling the play that was set in by the sidelines, and he runs it. There just didn't seem to be the indecision that Rudak displays so often. And this year, unlike last year, Rudak has looked a little timid in throwing the ball downfield. Now, that wasn't the case in the first half. I thought Rudak looked better, but the results were 17-7. The offense didn't stay on the field in the first half.
They both throw a long pass, quite
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
But Beathard's arm is significantly stronger.
yeah, he's,
I mean, a good example of that is when it was 3rd and 10 or 8, and we need to get to the 24 to get a first down. And Beathard was going down and rifled that pass to
Yeah.
Hamilton.
remember that.
Rudak doesn't make that play.
No,
He doesn't have that arm.
and he's got a target that goes right into the guy's chest or something,
Yeah, yeah.
where it's not off to the side. The
Yeah.
running guy doesn't have to move much.
And if you remember, that was one of our complaints the first couple games, even though we won. Rudak was throwing his passes, both completions and incompletions, off target, behind the
right.
receiver, above the receiver, ahead of the receiver, low. He just wasn't in sync.
This guy was just right on target.
Boy,
right
he
on
was.
target.
He
I will
was.
say this, though. I think we're blessed, I believe, with 2 good
Oh, I do too,
quarterbacks.
Bob.
And I think in this day and age, the way people get hurt, we're probably fortunate that we have somebody like Beathard that we can put in.
Oh, yeah.
With
Who is-
Rudak having a hip
Who
problem.
was the third string quarterback?
Ugh.
It's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
No, it's a redshirt freshman from Texas. Or no, from Michigan.
What is his name? Do you remember?
No.
I know they want to redshirt him this year. They don't want him
Yes.
to play.
But they're
Yes.
going to have to now.
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
I hope not.
Well, according to the paper, they'll have to because Rudolph's not going to come in at all.
Well,
So
no,
if this
I
guy
mean,
will
unless
get hurt,
Beathard gets
they're going to
hurt.
have to run him in.
What paper are you reading? Who said that? Rudak's done for the year?
No.
No, but he won't be
What I'm
coming.
saying is,
Oh.
they're not gonna play him Saturday for sure.
Yeah, and then,
So then you
there's
need
a
a
bye
set-
week.
Well, but take this game yet.
Yeah.
So say our quarterback gets hurt.
Yes.
Then gonna take the red shirt off this third.
They'll have to.
They'll have
Yeah,
to,
that's
you're
what I'm
right,
saying.
yeah.
Is Purdue any good?
No.
Well, I don't, they played Notre Dame really good.
Very true.
They
At
played
Purdue.
Huh?
At
I don't care,
Purdue.
we're at Purdue too.
Yeah.
Notre Dame only won that
I
game
think
30 to
anytime you're on the
14.
road, you have to take that team.
Oh, yeah, I think
Really
it's a
strong.
trap game myself.
Now, one thing I like about Purdue that I understand, they do more running than passing. And I've never heard of that with Purdue.
That's unusual
Yeah,
with
I know.
Purdue.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I
I'd
don't,
rather have any team run against us.
You know, we don't talk about it, but we got 3 new linebackers,
yeah.
Yes,
3, and they just,
Quentin Alston, Reggie Spearman, and who am I forgetting?
the kid from West Branch, Bauer.
Bo Bauer. Is he starting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
Well,
That was quick.
I know it.
and I think our linebackers are getting a little better every game.
yes,
The experience.
absolutely.
They need to.
And was it Jewell was in and played
Josie
also?
Jewell.
Yeah.
But
Recall any other names?
you know that Bauer almost not snapped Regina's winning streak when we played over there.
Couple years
We only
ago.
won by a touchdown, but he did all the work himself.
Yeah, he
Were
was.
you there with me?
I was.
You set up on, you
I
were,
was.
okay.
Yeah, me and the boy were there, and we didn't win by. Regina didn't win by a touchdown. They won by an extra point conversion.
Was that all? I know.
Yeah, that was
Regina
only
kicked
2 years ago.
Regina
wasn't it?
kicked the
Yeah.
extra point, and then West Branch got the ball in overtime, and they
That's
went for the
right.
2-point conversion, and it
Didn't
got knocked
make it,
down.
okay.
It was a heartbreaker for
I
West
think that
Branch.
Peterson was upset about something.
He's always upset about something.
Who was?
Butch Peterson.
Oh,
You
yeah.
hit that right.
Yeah. well,
Watch out, though. If we say anything about Butch Peterson, I'm going to get a phone call.
you can't argue with Butch Peterson's record, guys.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
He's been over there for what, buddy, 30 years now, or?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
his record against Regina?
Oh, I have no idea.
I would say it's pretty close.
Yeah. What's his
Because-
record against Marv Cook coach teams?
Not,
Oh,
not
no.
Oh,
good.
and
Not good.
I believe it's 0 and whatever, 8, 7.
Yeah, I don't think Marv's
Yeah, it
ever
would be
lost.
owing something.
Well, we played them twice, couple years. Played them once in the regular season and once in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And more than likely, we'll face them again in the playoffs this year.
Right.
So,
We're in different
But
districts.
we have to get by Highland.
well, let's save that for, okay, now the Purdue game is this Saturday. It's
Yeah.
on the Big Ten Network at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Now, I've got some Purdue versus Iowa statistics that I
All
think
right.
are interesting. First off, Iowa opens the Big Ten season on the road again. This is the 12th time in Kirk Ferentz' 16 seasons as head coach
Unbelievable.
that Iowa has opened on the road. So 12 times on the road, 4 times at home in the last 16 years. Purdue holds, and that's just not right.
No.
You
No,
know,
but I love the way the schedule is. I'd rather have those last 2 at home.
well, we're always going to have the last one at home every other year.
Yeah.
No matter what.
This year we got Wisconsin and
And
Nebraska
Nebraska.
at home.
Yep. So Purdue holds a 46-35 advantage. There are 3 ties in this series. The Hawkeyes have won 6 of the last 8 and 18 of the last 25 games against Purdue. I like that. That's
That record was
good,
pretty ugly before in the last 25 games.
We went 20 years without beating them. That was,
Kind of remember that, don't we,
oh
Murph?
yeah,
Well, I can-
back when Purdue had all those incredible quarterbacks like Jim
Yeah.
Everett. And,
But that one
Greasy
quarterback
and-
they had that was so good.
Drew Brees.
We almost beat him.
Drew Brees.
Yeah. We didn't quite get it done because he threw long.
he's tough.
He was tough.
Let's see.
You know Drew Brees almost came to Iowa, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We finished second to Purdue. Hayden. One of Hayden's last recruiting deals.
That would have been something if we would have had him in the
Oh.
backfield, along with Tim
I don't
Dwight
think we
and all
offered
them.
him.
Oh, didn't we?
I don't think we did because
No,
we
we
were
didn't either.
full.
Yeah.
He grew up an Iowa fan, right?
That I don't remember.
Am I confusing him with someone else?
Well,
Didn't
he
his
was
grandpa?
from Texas. No, you're thinking of Cousins.
Cousins.
Michigan State quarterback.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he'd have been a dandy to have too.
Yes, he would. So, big game Saturday, then a bye week.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect at Purdue, except it'll probably be a windy day. I think every time I've been to that stadium, it's windy. Are you going, Bud?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to Purdue?
Yeah, that ain't far.
Did you buy tickets already?
No, I buy them over there. They
Scalp them.
Oh, they have a lot of them.
They only sold,
Yeah.
their average 35,000 in a 70,000 seat stadium.
That's something.
Bud, you've been to all the venues, and so have you, Murph.
I've been to
I'd
everywhere
have to
but Penn State.
I've been all of them at Penn State. I think Purdue's one of my least favorite places to go. I just don't like the
It's a blah town.
stadium and the town and the.
Right.
Seems like a big high school stadium. Last time I was there, the locker room for the
Well,
visitors.
a lot of it's new stuff, though.
Is it?
I mean, they haven't made the stadium any, but they're new bleachers, and when I first started going there were the wooden bleachers and all that stuff. But if you remember last year, we were only ahead by 2 or 3 points at halftime.
Beat them by 14 though, right?
Yeah, second half didn't come out, but I mean, I was scared of it last time, so,
Was that game here?
no,
No,
that
it
was
was over
just-
there.
Yeah.
Why do we keep playing teams?
Well, like Minnesota, we
Well,
go
yeah.
to Minnesota twice.
And Wisconsin's coming here twice in a
Yeah.
row.
No, I think this is the third year in a row for Minnesota up there.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't
Why?
get that.
I
don't get that.
Why?
Well, I
Oh,
suppose
this Big
because
Ten
we were
scheduling's all
party
screwed
school
up.
number one, they want us up there.
But it's a trophy game. Why should they have the advantage? Are we going to get 3 straight home games with Minnesota?
I doubt it.
I do too.
No, we won't now. We won't. But that's another thing a lot of people ask when I got back or when I went. They do not sell beer, even though it's a pro stadium, at Pittsburgh.
Really?
At where?
At Pitt?
At Pitt.
Oh, okay.
They could if,
Because they do at Minnesota.
right. That's why they were asking it, but they do
Yeah.
not sell it there. And they're, as long as Athletic don't want it, they're not gonna do it.
I'll be darned. You'd think maybe with the trouble they're having selling tickets at Pitt that you might want to sell beer. I don't know.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, I really thought when they expanded the Big Ten that Pittsburgh would be
Huh?
in the Big Ten.
I did too.
They have a lot of the academic requirements. Tremendous medical school,
Yep.
renowned medical school.
But then there was an article in the paper over there too that was Maryland and
Rutgers.
Rutgers in there. They're already picking up a bunch of the TV people out of New York, and this is what they wanted.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's
yeah.
the only reason they did it.
Yeah.
Is Pitt in the ACC?
Yes. They used to be in the Big East.
Did Iowa have a good crowd there?
Yeah, I'd say 3,000
Yeah.
for a long distance game. You know, that I think that's pretty good.
I'll be darned.
I didn't. That's not bad.
That's pretty consistent, isn't it, buddy? 3,000 at those
Well,
away
like
games.
at Purdue, there'll be a lot more because that's easy to get to. That's only a 4 or 5 hour drive.
And the tickets will be no problem either.
No.
Right.
As you
You
said.
can scalp them.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing about Purdue that I always notice. There's always about 10 buses out of the state of Iowa comes. So it must be a good
Yeah.
draw to.
Yeah.
I hope we win. Joe, how we doing on time? Probably got a lot of time left, don't we?
I would think so.
25 minutes. 25 minutes? All right. So, let's get back to this quarterback controversy.
What's the answer?
Well, I think the answer is yes. I don't know if controversy is the right word, but yeah, I think it is.
See, I'm not sure it is today. Okay, here's how I look at it. I think if Rudock doesn't play, which is probably going to happen because of his hip, Beathard goes in and has a great game. Okay, then the next game after an open date is Indiana homecoming. Then, to me, you have a quarterback controversy because now Rudock's coming back healthy, and Beathard's won his 2 games in a row. Let's assume that happens and he does well. Then it gets a little touchier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then it becomes controversial.
That's when it becomes controversial to me. Right now, it's,
Well, you can always say he's still got a hip. But to
Yeah.
me, what I'm happy about, we got two good quarterbacks.
I agree. I agree.
That's
Yeah.
it, amen. I don't care who he plays, we got two.
Well, we're not talking about happiness now. We're talking about controversy.
Well, I don't get it.
Well, bottom line, guys, is we're talking about winning.
Yep.
Right, that's
Okay, I mean, that's what people get paid for that coach the team.
And-
So if you have a halfback that's not performing, or a linebacker, or a defensive lineman, they generally get replaced. But it doesn't happen as often at the quarterback position.
Nope.
And this is all you're hearing about. To me, our running game was fantastic the second half.
It was. It was
Well,
a difference maker. I mean,
It was better.
Weissman, yeah, 88
Weissman's
yards
not
total is
fantastic
not
yet.
Oh, I
fantastic.
thought it was. Weissman got us, twice Weissman on third down. If we wouldn't have had him taking the ball, we wouldn't have got the
I
first
agree.
down.
And the fourth down carry for the
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah, and then the fourth one.
Yeah, didn't he blast through there?
He did.
So,
Oh,
so the bottom line there, Bud, though, is play them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
And I think that's
Yeah.
the eventual evolution here is that Weissman's going to go back to having the majority of the carries, at least the ones that count. And we'll see what happens with quarterback. I think it's pretty safe to assume that Kirk Ferentz probably favors Rudock for a number of reasons that we don't know. We're not there.
Yeah, right.
But Rudock is a true student of the game, and he spends countless time studying film. He clearly has edged Beathard in practice. If you heard the post-game comments of Kirk,
Yeah.
you know, he gave kind of a backhanded compliment to Beathard and said, at least he didn't play Saturday the way he did at practice on Thursday. Which means, you know, he wasn't doing things right in practice. And it sounds like Rudock does. So I do expect to see Rudock back at some point.
But when they interviewed him over at
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, you had to be a happy guy because all he did is gave, they're roommates, you know, the two
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Rudock
are
and Beathard
roommates.
live
They
together.
isn't that
And-
something?
Yeah, and he just gave all the praise to him, and he said he would have done the same thing as I did.
Yeah.
And he says, I stand on the sideline now and take the plays into him, and he does the same thing when I'm in. I mean, it wasn't, well, think I deserve to start or any of that kind of stuff.
Well, they're friends. You know, they both want to start, but they respect the coach's
There you
decision.
go.
And,
Yeah.
and that's what they're going to live with. And that's certainly a good situation to have, as opposed to guys that are playing quarterback that don't like each other, you know. So that's great that they're roommates and they get along so well.
I don't think they could be any two more opposite than they are. Rudock is the button-down,
Right.
studious-looking. He looks like a quarterback, and then you got Beathard, who looks
I
more
don't
like Jesus
the way-
Christ.
I don't know if Bob brought it up, but I don't like the way they're going this way and that way and that.
What's this?
When it goes to get the ball shifted to him, he moves around here and moves around this way.
Who does?
Rudock.
Rudock?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I look at the clock and I go,
Yeah.
let's go.
Well, a lot of that's.
Where this other guy, you don't have to worry about it. He wants that ball.
Beathard steps up to the
That's
center,
right.
and he takes that snap and makes things happen.
Well, then there are players that, you've heard this on the news media and probably the internet, I'm sure. Some guys just have the it factor. What defines that, who knows? But there're just some guys that get it done.
Yep. He's got it.
Yeah, and maybe he's one of those guys, I don't know. But
And he's just a sophomore. You have to remember
Is that
that.
right?
red shirt
Yeah.
sophomore, yeah.
Red shirt for sophomore.
Yeah.
I sense, and I have very little to base this on, but I sense that a lot of the offensive players, maybe some of the defensive players too, wanted Beathard to get a shot to prove whether he could do it or not. I think they really stepped up their game. I think I know, not because I've talked to anybody, but I guarantee you that Damone Powell and Derek Willis and any of those other wide receivers were frustrated that they weren't getting thrown to, let alone even looked at in the first 3 games.
For some of them, and that was in the paper, don't follow.
After the Ball State game, they were,
They don't follow their route.
Yeah.
The ball's been there, but they haven't been there.
Well, that
That's
very
young-
well could be.
That's young kids again, I mean,
Well,
Well, I'll tell you one guy that was pretty happy. My wife and I were walking across the street to a party Saturday night in our neighborhood. And here comes this car down the street, and Bobby Kennedy lives a couple of houses away, and he was getting
he's one
back
of the
in
assistant
game,
coaches.
and he stopped his car, and we high-fived, and he was pretty happy.
I bet.
I said, well, what are you going to do tonight? He said, I'm going over to Greg Davis's house and going to celebrate a little bit the victory.
Good,
Yeah, so,
good.
yeah, that was about 7:30, quarter to 8.
Oh, they got back in
Saturday
good
night,
time.
yeah.
2 hours,
2-hour flight.
2-hour
Yeah.
flight.
Well, I went up to Cedar Rapids to watch the game at a place called Parlor City. It's down in the new Bohemian district.
Yeah, yeah.
Really fun restaurant / tavern, family atmosphere. A lot of kids, a lot of little
A lot of
kids.
shooting down in there.
I don't think so.
Boy, there's a
Yeah?
lot of shooting up there, Cedar Rapids.
Well, not here. But this place was pretty gloomy in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
In spite of they had a great Bloody Mary bar where you make your own Bloody Marys, and a great breakfast bar, free, complimentary, really good bacon. I'm giving a little shout out to Parlor City. I love that place. That's where I went last year to watch the Minnesota game.
How'd you find out about it? Through
Well, yeah. I went with the same friend. I've got some friends in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
They were having the annual Bacon Fest up there, and it's right across the street at this New Bow market where they have their farmers market year round, basically.
Yeah.
And I had some tickets for Bacon Fest, and it was really fun to be in that atmosphere in Cedar Rapids because it's just different than being in Iowa City. Not everybody in Cedar Rapids is a Hawkeye fan. You've got your Iowa State
Yeah.
fans, but I'm telling you what,
Northern Iowa?
this place is big, and it filled up with all these Hawkeye families that were coming back and forth from Bacon Fest. And in the second half, we lost. We didn't get this in Iowa City, but Cedar Rapids got a huge torrential downpour right at the start of the second half. And Parlor City has a satellite dish service, and they lost
Oh, boy.
service. And we never saw the big pass play by Bethard. We never saw the 10-yard run by Weissman. We missed basically the whole third quarter. And there were people there in the bar who had the game on their phone.
Yeah.
And so they were keeping everybody abreast, and also you hear the, yeah, several times. And so we knew good things were happening, and then we got the service
It's been a
back.
nice thrill.
It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
It was great. We were just getting flummoxed without, just kind of staring at this frozen screen and thinking, okay, maybe we go somewhere else. And then the guys with the phone and the game on their phone
Yeah.
kept everybody informed, and we just had a blast. And to watch that fourth quarter, to not only to see the Hawks score but hold on defense was so exciting. That place was up for grabs by the time it was over. So much fun.
And it was a team effort. I mean, you got to give both
Yeah.
the defense and the offense
Well,
and
then go
the
back-
kicking game
go
a lot
back
of
to the
credit.
kicking game again.
Yeah.
Every one they kicked was in the end zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. It just, we mentioned this earlier, but it just put a little extra kick in everybody's step on Saturday. Everything was just a little bit brighter, and
Well, I think we all agreed to this last week. We had to win that game. We may have a long season.
yeah.
And we did.
Amen. Yeah.
And
we
again,
just did
yeah.
that.
look at halftime.
Yeah.
It wasn't looking good at
No,
all.
no.
It wasn't.
No.
I mean, I was inspired that we were throwing downfield and looking a little more vertical, but we couldn't sustain anything offensively. And
Well, they were just running the ball down our throat.
they sure
Yeah.
were.
I mean,
No
first
defense.
half.
I watched it in the game room over there,
Uh-huh.
and it was, they get the same picture all, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the second half was more fun.
That's a good way to put it, Murph. That was a fun half, that second half.
I'll never forget it. I don't think I ever will. It was just so thrilling.
Yeah,
Well, we play some good games against Pittsburgh, don't we?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
3 years ago, was it? 2011?
2011, yeah.
Was Kirk born in Pittsburgh?
I think so.
I think
He
so.
lives there, I know. I don't know if he's born, but he was
Yeah.
a younger
Well, in
guy.
that Pittsburgh or a suburb, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that in the paper.
Yeah.
Well,
I always thought he was born in
Yeah, he probably
Michigan.
was.
I
think
think
so.
No, I think he's born in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
After the game, I thought that.
Well, again, a tale of two different weeks. Last week, I couldn't even bear to watch the highlights, let alone pick up the newspaper and read about that game. It just put such a bad taste in my mouth. And I think I speak for a lot of Hawkeye fans.
Well, I think there are a lot of Hawkeye fans that said if we could be 4-1 going into the break, which if we beat Purdue, we'll be 4-1. I thought we'd probably beat Iowa State and maybe lose at Pittsburgh.
That's what I
preseason,
predicted.
But
Yeah.
I'll be thrilled if they're 4-1 because, as we know, we've won a couple that were,
Yeah.
so.
See, either one of you know, some guy told me that 3 years from now, Pitt comes to Iowa City,
Don't know. Bob?
and that's
I don't
the
know
end of
either.
the series.
Maybe Joe Murphy could look
We've
that
been there
up.
twice.
Future Hawkeye
This will
football
make their
schedules.
second time here.
Well, that makes sense. That would be like 2017 or 16.
17.
That's one team I'd keep on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, they're always a good ball team when we play them. And
Well, I'd be surprised if that coach that came from Wisconsin,
Christ?
is it Paul Chris?
yeah,
I'd be surprised if, well, they went to a bowl game last year.
I think
It was
so.
like his second season. I mean, they were like 7-6, but he's got them headed in the right direction. That's one of the youngest teams in the country. There was something written last week where, because he basically didn't have any scholarship athletes when he took over. And I mean, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
crazy number. It's like, 75 freshmen and sophomores
Gee whiz.
on that team.
Who's that running back, that sophomore running back? What's his name?
he's good.
He wasn't recruited by anybody.
What is he, 6'2", 250?
Yeah.
They had a fullback didn't they have a fullback that was 280?
Something like
a blocking back?
See, I think
Jeez.
if I have this right, Alvarez got him the job over there.
Oh, yeah, I remember when he got that
He's
job.
gonna go somewhere.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably talk a little bit about high school. City and
Yes.
West High played for the Battle
You know,
of the Boot.
I like to back off.
Yeah.
Is there any Big Ten team that's not ranked now that's being ranked in the future?
Let's
I
see.
think
Nebraska and Wisconsin are ranked. Michigan State's
Michigan
ranked.
State, Ohio State. Those
Ohio
are the four
State.
that are ranked.
Yes, Joe.
September 19th, 2015,
Oh.
Pittsburgh.
Thank
Next
you.
year.
Next year we play
Thank you.
Pittsburgh.
Next year.
Right here.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Joe Murphy, as always, has the
Call
answers.
that guy in
came through.
Pitt and tell him it ain't 3 years, it's next year.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
I don't know that any other team has a chance of being ranked very soon.
Michigan State.
Well, they're ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michigan State's
Michigan
probably
State-
Ohio State.
11th or something?
You know who has a chance of being ranked? Penn State.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
they will.
They're 4-0.
I think Indiana.
Well, now, that's the thing I was gonna, what do you think
How
was the
about that?
biggest upstate last week?
Indiana at Mizzou.
Indiana. We
Big
got
Ten
them
knocking
at
off the
home.
SEC
Yeah.
at Columbia,
Matter of
Missouri.
fact, out of the 13 Big Ten teams, everybody won but Michigan.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say Iowa's victory at Pitt was the number 2
Yeah.
Yeah.
win, or most important win for the Big Ten. But yeah, Michigan State, Wisconsin,
Wisconsin
they
poured
just
it on. That's
blasted
terrible.
everybody.
73 points, and
Yeah.
in
I'll tell you a
passing the
team
ball.
to watch out for. East Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
They're 3-1. They got beat the first game by South Carolina, I think, but by 10 points. They beat North Carolina.
Yep.
Not North Carolina, Wilmington. The University of North Carolina, at Chapel Hill. Was it 71-40?
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where were the defenses? Didn't say.
Oh my goodness.
What about Illinois?
Illinois got smoked at Washington, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, by, I don't know, 3
I
touchdowns.
think they won one game, maybe.
Illinois,
No,
no,
they're
they were
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
are they?
But they've played nobody. They've played
Yeah.
Eastern Illinois and,
But you know where they play this week? At Nebraska.
yeah.
Well, that'll take care of the Illinois run. So, but how many Big Ten teams are undefeated? We got what? Penn State at 4-0, and Nebraska at 4-0. Everybody else has at least one loss, right?
That's right. Wisconsin got beat.
How about
Michigan
Maryland and Rutgers?
Both lost one,
Okay,
3-1 basically, I guess.
I'm glad they're out there. Cause I think they're both pretty good this year.
I think
Rutgers
Maryland's
is
going to be
better.
tough to beat.
Huh? Maryland, I do too.
That's one I predicted we'd lose.
That's going to be tough to win out there, October 18th.
Yeah.
But
Be a lot of Hawk fans at that game, though.
Well, at Willer,
Yeah.
you
he
know
won,
what
I
flight is
know,
out
Bud
there?
Suit.
That's one I can't make.
Well,
Are you
but
not
there's a
going?
lot of Hawk fans that live out in that area.
Oh, well then,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
no, $900 for a flight. I'll watch it on TV.
Wow, no kidding.
How much?
$900.
You can take Amtrak out there. You could have taken Amtrak to Pitt. I did that once. I took Amtrak to
How do you
Pittsburgh.
get there though? That's the only
It
thing.
was a long ride,
Oh, I bet.
and it's never on
It's always a
time.
long ride with Amtrak.
And they drop you off on the other side of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Especially when you go off the track and you have to take the rest of the trip by bus.
That would really mess up plans.
Okay.
All right.
City High West High last week. Battle for the boot at West High. West won 30-6.
And they won the whole game.
Yeah. West High is 2-2. City High, believe it or not, is 0-4.
Yes.
Boy, how long has it been since that?
I feel
City
bad. I feel really
I
bad
don't know
for
if they-
Dan Sabers.
Yes.
But they played four tough teams too.
They really have. There's not been a slouch among them.
No.
Not even close. And West High plays tomorrow night at Davenport Central.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will.
I think West should win that. I don't think Davenport Central is that
No, I
strong.
don't either.
Yeah.
Well,
Road game.
Yeah, true. Road game at
Central
Brady
is
Street Stadium.
2-2. So it's going to be a tough game, I think, on the road. It's a long trip. It's an hour. And I guess that's
You have to remember.
not unusual.
West
We-
High's two losses though are
We
the
heard.
number one team and then Washington.
Yep, which is the
Washington,
number
Cedar
2 team.
Rapids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to remember those things.
Who beat
Where
West in the
Davenport
first game?
got-
Was it Dowling?
No, the other one.
Xavier.
No.
West
Valley?
Des Moines
Valley.
Valley. Valley.
No, yeah, Valley.
Didn't Valley beat
Valley
Valley
got-
last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Valley beat Dowling last week.
Yeah, I figured that happened.
Wow.
Well, we heard Hartwig, the new West High coach, speak at Monday Morning Quarterback.
Yep.
Did a very good job. Very impressive young man. And
Yes.
I thought he did an excellent job. That was
Did he say,
obviously his first time there.
did he say anything about only having 1 year contract?
No, but no. No, he did.
Well, he does.
What'd you
But-
say?
1 year contract.
Oh,
City High has to go to Ottumwa. Ottumwa is 3-1.
There again, though, who are they playing?
I'd take City High
I
in
will,
that game.
too.
I think they're going to get their first victory.
Boy,
against
they
the
need
Town.
it.
Yeah.
They'll get it.
They have had the toughest schedule. Both public schools have had
Yeah.
the toughest schedule.
I'll go with West and City High this weekend. I
Right.
think they'll both win.
Well, I sure hope they do win.
Yeah.
Now, Regina's got a tough one.
They do? Highland?
I don't think so.
What the hell are you
They're
smoking?
ranked right behind Regina.
Well, yeah.
They are?
Yes, 3-1.
Okay.
Right.
30-point game.
You gotta hear those people down in Riverside.
Yeah,
kick
we're
your
ready
ass
for 'em.
We were so glad when you got beat by Solon.
They're saying that?
They said we could beat Solon.
You know,
Sure, they
now,
could.
that game is at Regina. It's homecoming this week at
Homecoming,
Regina.
Yeah.
My son's been having a lot of fun. They get to dress up each day as something.
Oh, do they
Yeah, I
really?
think Monday was pajama day and yesterday was tropical day, so they got to wear their
Oh, cool.
swimsuits. And today they had to dress up because they have mass, and they were all told to dress businesslike. So
Ah,
he had on a sport coat and dress
Yeah.
pants and shoes. They had a home game last night against Wilton. You were talking about fans. Holy cow. These Wilton fans were horrible. Screaming the whole game at the refs. I mean, it's 8th grade football.
Oh my gosh, really?
And yeah, the refs weren't perfect, but they made mistakes both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to find.
Refs never are perfect.
Well, think about that. Who in their right mind would want to referee a 7th and 8th grade game?
They're
Now,
mostly
Ted-
guys that are
Ted
just
loves
beginning, aren't they?
Because Ted does not throw the flag, he goes to the kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
If he's offside a little, he'll go to that
Yeah.
kid and say, now listen, you have to stay
Yeah,
back
I've
here.
seen him do that.
yeah.
He wasn't out there last night.
Olsen did that too.
Yeah, that's where he got it too.
These fans were just, you could hear them all the way across the field screaming every play at the refs.
Who won?
Regina won 24-14.
See,
It was really quite exciting.
speaking of Wilton, let me tell you something. I go to a football game with Timmy Brandt down at Wilton. And Timmy Brandt knows his-
Tim Brandt, you're
he's
talking
dead.
years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been dead for.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's yelling. And he had a right to yell. The referee comes over and blows his whistle and throws Timmy out. He had to go sit in the car.
Was he swearing?
Huh? No, he wasn't doing anything.
Just being critical.
Yeah. Well, all these refs were just that type, anything you did anything against Wilton. I mean, that's where I have to agree with you, with their fans hollering, because they do that.
But it's 8th grade.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
call a penalty on every play in
Yeah, I
8th
know.
grade.
That's
And-
for sure.
And we couldn't understand why they were so angry. It's 8th grade. Let the kids play.
Let them play and
Well,
learn.
look what happened to the city. They don't have 7th grade football.
Yeah. And I think it's going to
That's
really
terrible.
impact both schools negatively.
Eventually.
And you wait, when North Liberty gets that high school in a couple of years,
That's gonna hurt all
West High is
three
going to
high
be
schools.
real diluted.
Well, I think City and Regina will too.
Well, I don't know about Regina,
I
and
do.
I don't think it's going to
There's,
affect.
there's a lot of kids from St. Thomas More that,
A new high school will pull them from everywhere.
yeah, I agree with you, Bob.
You think? Well, how will it impact City High? Because that's not their feeder system.
But they can get out. It's open, you can go there.
Open enrollment, you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
See, there's a lot of kids from West High right now that are going to Clear Creek.
Huh.
And Clear Creek has a school in North Liberty.
Yeah.
But is that open enrollment a yearly thing, or is that a state thing, or is that a county thing, or?
No, that's a city thing.
Okay, well, that my point is, that can change in a
Yeah.
hurry. If they're gonna try to divide these schools
Yeah.
accordingly so that they're balanced out.
But I don't
then
know what they do.
They kinda need to take that open
I
enrollment
don't know
away.
what they do with Clear Creek because
Yeah,
that school's in North Liberty, which is Iowa City School District.
Yeah.
But those kids can still go to Clear Creek, the ones out there in that school.
Well, they got, one thing about Clear Creek, they have Iowa players, their coaches.
Got Matt
Good ones,
Hughes.
too.
that's right.
They were at Regina.
Matt Hughes and his dad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
father and son.
Are there some other former
Yes,
Hawkeyes
yes.
out there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one that I think has the best is coach in Solon.
Miller?
Kevin Miller.
No,
Oh,
His
he's got former
guy from
NFL
Green Bay.
player.
yeah, a
Oh,
good
yeah.
Iowa guy.
Hughes?
That just retired.
Just
Yeah.
retired.
Um,
Campman.
Catman, yeah.
Aaron Campman.
Yeah.
He just retired and
He's
Miller
helping.
hired him for
Yeah.
Solon.
That's a great opportunity.
Well, that's probably a volunteer deal all the way there, don't you think?
Probably. He doesn't need the money.
Yeah, no, he'd do it for nothing.
Volunteer
But
coach.
that's all these schools are going after
Yeah.
Iowa
it works.
players.
There's a lot of look. Regina set the standard
Yeah.
for that. you know?
Yeah.
And I think when you look back at it, you wonder why didn't other schools in the area do that? But
They are now.
they are.
Is, the Virginia coach,
Marv Cook?
Marv Cook, is his job in jeopardy?
No.
No,
No.
No, 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 no.
No, no.
Beg him to stay.
Yeah. Well, we are out of time on Sports Opinion. I want to remind you, you can watch our show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on Channel 18. You can watch every Sunday night at 6 p.m. It's a repeat of the Wednesday show. You can also tune in to, we can go to my Facebook page, and see this week's
Why would
show.
anybody want to do that?
They want to watch the show. They live out of town, or they don't have cable.
Okay.
And
Or they don't have anything to do, Murph.
yeah, or they don't have anything to do.
That's right.
Yeah, or they really like the show so much that after they see it on TV,
We
they
hope
want to
so.
watch it again. You can also go to PATV.tv. That's the public access TV website, PATV.tv. And they've got all of our shows stored right there. So we're big hit on PATV.tv.
Too many dots.
Yeah, a lot of dots.
Got a dot.
Let's put a few dashes next to Purdue's score on the
Yeah.
scoreboard this week. Poo-poo Purdue, and now we got to go. I'm Dirk Keller, thanking you for tuning into Sports Opinion, and on behalf of Bob Boyd, Bud Supple, and Earl Murphy, I will only say that either you're a Hawk or you're not. Go Hawks.
Amen.
Poo-poo Purdue.